So, I know it's been a while, but don't worry, son. Daddy's home.
Hey everybody, so this is the video that I'm going to be recording. It's my update video, the video of announcing my return to the YouTube space, YouTube platform, being a regular contributor, a regular content provider. I don't know, what do you kids call it nowadays? I've been pretty much out of the loop for the past 4 years, more or less. I made a couple of attempts of trying to keep up, but for the most part, couldn't really do anything for the past 4 years, it feels like, because of a pesky thing called college and a higher education. However, things are going to hopefully change because I'm out of university. I have a bit more free time on my hands. Not making it sound like I have all the free time in the world, because I am, an adult and kind of need to work. But as far as like time for a hobby, time to produce passion projects, yeah, I got that again, and I'm going to be working on that for the next bit. By the way, that's me itching the top of my ear, not the inside the ear hole. Not itching that, because I am a heathen. So let's talk about what I'm going to be doing on YouTube and all of that in this video, this installment of Dude talks to the camera with promises of the future and will not fulfill, like, probably 3/4 of those. So first thing first, let's talk about the main thing I've been working on for the past bit, the Gakko Rio cartoon pilot. So I have a video planned on being released. Like, I'm still typing it out, and I want to make sure it's something that is well made. So it's something that in the future, it's not something I'm going to get embarrassed of in like a week or two. In that video that I was talking about and spent an entire minute talking about without actually talking about the subject matter of it, it's gonna basically be like the everything you would ever want to ask about for Gakko Rio condensed into one video, involving both the past Bionicle series as well as this new version I'm currently working on. However, what I will say is that, again, not the ear hole, and it's like on the edge, that little flap that covers the ear hole. Yeah, I'm using that. I'm itching that, and in proxy, it gets in the ear hole. So you see, that's how you itch your ear hole without going inside your skull like a heathen. So not to go into too much Gakko Rio talk, all I will say right now is that I am currently working on a cartoon reboot of Gakko Rio that exists in its own canology. It's not, a Bionicle fan series, and it's, a completely original cartoon. It uses many of the characters from the previous version and a lot of the ideas that I made, but removes itself from the Bionicle continuity into its own world, as well as allowing me to make something that's probably a little bit more consistent in quality in the possible future. Right now, I'm working on the pilot episode for this project. I don't have really any plans to figure out how I'm going to produce future installments of the Gakko Rio series, but though right now I'm just concerned with putting together a pilot. I was actually working on this as my thesis film for university. However, what ended up happening was that this project was so long in terms of runtime, and I had to do so much work on it, and trying to do all that work on top of all the other stuff I had to do for university, because not to get on a tangent, but me going through the film program was, I'd probably say maybe to 8% of my semester would actually be dedicated for me working on my film. I'd say 20% the other classes, and then literally the rest of the time the one class, because you just have this one teacher who's an absolute jerk, or the professor is cool, and to be frank, I'm just suck at the subject. And sometimes you get both. Geology, biology. Point being, what I ended up doing was that I split it into two parts, and I completed the first half, and I polished it to be something I could submit to my professor and also present in the student showcase. I did well. A lot of people liked it, but it is only the first half, so the story doesn't really resolve. It's just all set up, inciting incident, cliffhanger. And I considered maybe uploading that first part by itself publicly online. However, I ultimately decided after asking for suggestions. It would be better for me to just finish the other part and then release everything as the whole completed work as it intended to be. And that's really the main project I'm working on. Production is kind of a little bit slow, a little bit start and stop. That's nothing new for this project because I had to work around it being in university and classes. That's my excuse then, and my excuse now is because I just got out of that whole entire 4-year ordeal, and I kind of needed a little bit of a break. However, now is the time. I need to basically just put myself together, complete the rest of it, get it made, push out the door, so then I can move on to other projects. Those other projects being that I want to try to do more short films, try to build up more of a portfolio as an artist, as well as dedicate time to learning other skills and tools that I want to figure out that will benefit my work in the long run. Things a little bit more broad, like how the heck computers work, to things more specific like learning the 3D program Blender. I was going to try to learn Blender and finish up Gakurai at the same time, but trying to juggle both bit much. So I decided to complete the incomplete project first and then do the other one. That being said, I also want to try to do other things. I want to figure out how to make content more regularly on this Larnuu channel. I've been saying for years that the main dream is that Larnuu becomes my personal channel, and I make YouTuber-ish content on this channel, as well as behind the scenes, and focus it on like the production work, while CubePunks is more curated short films. Or in other words, CubePunks will be the channel that I would show off to my employer, and this is the one I would try to avoid making it known that exists. Still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do on this channel again. As far as like doing meme edit videos that are 30 seconds long, I pretty much my Larnuu T channel that then turned into the Larnuu Archives channel, which is now the Larnuu Meme Center. Yeah, that's basically my home for that type of content. So as far as that goes, that is going to go there. But here, I need to figure out what I want to do. The only thing I have on the table is that I want to try to do more streaming regularly on this channel. That's going to be a bit difficult for me because I don't really have much of a streamer presence. I'm very much a person that's hard for me to be engaging without having somebody to work off of. I can't really, talk to the wall for hours on end and it coming out as something that people would want to listen to. As well as the fact that I have a really hard time talking in a straight line, hence the jump cuts. I'm going to try to work on that, and it's going to be a rough start, but I think I'll eventually work my way into something. At the start, it will predominantly be working on projects live, as well as that. Needless to say, I would love to figure out how to stream video games, specifically Smash Bros. On the Switch, because I love this game. Video games are more engaging than work for a viewer base, and it would be just fun to have the stream open for people to come in and play against on live stream, maybe do tournaments. I don't know. As well as the fact that if I can ultimately figure out how to live broadcast my working, as well as live broadcast my break time, I would pretty much be able to, figure out how to do what I do in my daily life anyway, but somehow call that content, which is a win-win for me. Those are really my only two ideas, aside from the vague idea of, it would be cool if I had a podcast. I kicked around the idea of maybe doing like an audio journal where it's just me talking to a microphone, as well as doing a podcast. However, I feel like the live streams would kind of fill in that void, as well as the fact that, I don't know, it's just something that I tried a couple times and it just didn't quite work out for me. That being said, though, if you want to find a journal of me categorizing my work, the YouTube community tab for this channel is actually a fantastic place. I've been trying to do consistent bullet point outlines of my workday. I like archiving the things I did when I did it. I always feel like just might as well have it public. I used to use other platforms, first Tumblr, then Twitter, but now I'm sticking with YouTube. Which point worth saying is, like, as of now, YouTube and Instagram are really my only two social media platforms, and I don't know if/when that will really change. Kind of want to try to turn Instagram kind of into a place where I upload my art more regularly, and YouTube is pretty much where everything else is going to go. I'm still working on music. Music, I'd probably say, is the thing I've consistently done the most for the past 4 years. Gotten a lot better in that time, thank goodness. I have a Cube Punk SoundCloud, so I lied about the social media thing, but there's the Cube Punk SoundCloud that has all of that on there. So if you want to hear songs that I'm both working on as well as completed, that's where to go. I used to have a Larnuu SoundCloud, but I ran out of space. I'm not paying for SoundCloud. Not right now, at the very least. So the last bit in this video is going to be talking about Bionicle. First things first is, might as well talk about the Gakuria playlist. So I made a goof a little while back. I made all the videos on the Gakuria, like the individual episodes of Gakuria. I originally wanted to make them unlisted, but for some reason I accidentally made them private. So for a good while, the only way to access these episodes were on the Gakko and Rio compilation ones, where it was the entire series as well as the alpha season just by itself. I at least remember the videos being private rather than unlisted being an accident. However, it may have been intentional and it was just being stupid at the time. But regardless, I've rectified this, and all of the videos at the current moment are unlisted on the Gakuria playlist, so you can access all the individual episodes on the completed series playlist. That being said, there may be like 1 or 2 things missing on there, but I'll get around to fixing the playlist at some point. The reason why the Gakuria episodes were unlisted is because of this whole entire idea I have in my head where I want to give the cartoon pilot enough breathing room for it to get enough traction by itself before it has to compete with the past Bionicle episodes. Not sure if this process makes any sense, but pretty much I want it to be that if somebody Googles Gakuria, I want them to find the cartoon version first before the Bionicle version. So when it first releases, I want the cartoon version to be the first thing people see. It gains some traction, and then I'll make the old episodes public again. It won't be, some while after, the first episode's released. To be completely honest, 6 month minimum. The reason why I didn't want to list now was that I wanted to do it a little bit before the, cartoon pilot was completed. But, this cartoon pilot was supposed to be done a lot sooner by now, so, things didn't work out as they were supposed to be, thus it results me into being in this state where, the individual episodes, can't really find them, except for the 2 big compilation videos. Kind of stupid, but that's what I did, and I'm still sticking with that plan. Second thing is, will I come back to do Bionicle videos? This just gets into a big can of worms that, oh my goodness, could easily be its own video. And rest assured, it will be the last, that's how you say that word, the last of this video. See, Bionicle is something I sincerely love still, and as far as it comes to doing stop motion with them, it's hard to beat. They're the perfect tools to do stop motion animation with. The fact that it's for a franchise that I love is just the cherry on top. But the reason why I don't regularly do more Bionicle videos, some reasons that just come down to it just not being something that I was able to do, to something that I question if it's something I should do. So the majority of the time I've been doing college for the past 4 years, the places I was living in did not have good space to do stop motion animation in. The last place I was in did have a decent space for it, but since I was doing all the other classes and just trying to get other films done for school, I just needed to focus on what I was doing for class rather than what I was doing for fun. So it's not the fact that I dislike the medium. I love the medium, but it's just that it wasn't practical for me to do. As far as stop motion goes, I'm totally going to return to stop motion. I'm totally going to do more stop motion. The thing is, though, will it be Bionicle stop motion? And the thing is, it's let's be real, I'm probably going to make more Bionicle videos at some point, but how many is the first question, and how soon is the second question. See, as far as how soon goes, it comes down to the question of when do I complete the Gakuria cartoon pilot, because that thing's taking forever, let's be honest. So the soonness is not for a while now, and for the how often is kind of the bigger issue there, because simply put, one of my biggest things that I've been trying to do for the past few years is branch away from just being a Bionicle fan YouTube channel, animator, whatever you want to classify this as. I want to be labeled more so on my own merits rather than being labeled as a fan. And that's the thing, is like the harsh reality and the harsh truth about my internet following, my internet presence, everything I've done online, is that it kind of is within the shadow of Bionicle. I want people to be interested in my stuff because they like my stuff, and not because they are a fan of X, and since I made a thing about X, people are going to watch it because they are a fan of it, not because they actually really enjoy it. And I feel like, unfortunately, the truth is that a good portion of the people who follow me don't really follow me for the fact that they like the things I make, but more so that they want to supplement their fandom. The reason why I want to do the cartoon version of Gakko and Rio is, number one, you're limited when you're working off somebody else's idea in terms of, getting audience story potential, and then also legal things, because fan series is kind of a gray area, as well as the fact that I want people to enjoy Gakko and Rio as its own thing. I want them to enjoy it because they like the episodes, they like the characters. I don't want people to be only watching Gakko and Rio just because it's Bionicle. They want more Bionicle. Thus, they're gonna watch anything Bionicle, and that's the main issue that I want to try to move myself away from. That's the reason why I've been more sparse about doing Bionicle related things. It's the reason why moving forward, I'm making this channel more so a personal channel rather than being a strictly Bionicle channel. And another reason why I just don't want to do Bionicle thing after Bionicle thing after Bionicle thing is, simply put, I can't really build a resume out of only having Bionicle on it. I can't just, have Bionicle fan film, Bionicle fan series, just Bionicle as the only thing that I show off. I could probably put a couple things on there. It would be cool to do a couple high quality Bionicle short fan films. That would be awesome. But doing Bionicle everything, I'm past that point. I can't do that again, because if I want to pursue my own ideas, I have to show that I'm not obsessed over this one thing that somebody else created. And that's how it is, boy. So thank you guys for watching the dreaded YouTuber update video. But rest assured, next time you see me on webcam, I'm gonna be doing something else. I'm gonna be, I don't know, it depends on what I do. Maybe I'll do editorials. Maybe I'll be a commentary channel. Maybe I will be I don't know, an e-girl. By the way, sorry if I make weird poses. I've been moving my arms weird in this video. I exercised today. I'm really sore. My body hurts.